welcome to Moonlit Fly Fishing, Fly Tying Night tonight. I'm Brandon Moon, and tonight we're going to be tying up a really cool pattern, another North Country style spider pattern. This is the bronze Green Wells North Country spider. This is a play on a traditional Green Wells Soft Hackle North Country spider. We really enjoy fishing these. The hackle on this makes a really cool effect. And with that, we want to make sure and invite you to leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of the video in the comment section, and we'll see you next time. The hook that we're going to be using today is the Moonlit Premium TOGATTA ML 102 size 16. This is a barbless dry fly hook that I use for my soft hackle wet flies as well. I'm going to start my 12-aught classic wax burnt orange thread about a hook eye behind the hook eye there, a nice smooth underbody using the tag end all the way to the bend of the hook, where I'm going to take a piece of 1/69 inch bronze Holo tinsel from Semperfli, and I'm just going to tie that in. I want to make sure that that's going to be about even with the body of my fly here. So we'll just finish securing that up all the way up there. Now I'm going to take 1.1 millimeter tying wire in brown. You can use a lighter color like a copper or a silver color. I'm going to use the brown. I'm going to tie that in and wrap that all the way back towards the bend of the hook there. I stopped short just a little bit, and that's going to be where I start my ribbing. Now I'm going to go forward, and then I'll go backwards, and I'll do this 3 times to create the taper on this size 16. You can tie this anywhere from a size 14 to 20. We'll just keep going back and forth till we create that nice even taper to this body. At that point, I'm going to half hitch this so I can set my bobbin thread off to the side on the bobbin rest. And then I'm going to take and use the rotary feature to wrap my tinsel. So I really like this pattern to fish for a Calibaetis hatch or a March brown in different sizes. It'll match either one of those and is a very effective fly on the swing or trailing behind a dry fly. So we're going to wrap that with touching wraps all the way up to that tie-in point. I'm then going to secure that tinsel off with a couple wraps over the top, lock it off in place in front. Now I'll just turn that over. I'm going to take my razor blade just like I do my thread, and I'll trim that out. You can see I get a nice clean trim. Now I'm going to take my wire with some open spiral wraps, and I'm going to wrap that all the way up, nice even spacing into that point. We'll secure that down over the top and then in front. Now I'll just take and helicopter this wire out. I'll take and wrap back just a little bit, half hitch. This is an optional step here. Set that off to the side. Now I'm going to take some UV resin, the bone dry from Solarez, and I'm just going to put a small dab on this. You don't need to. It's going to be strong and durable. I just like the sheen on this body. I feel like the sheen gives it a nice realistic look to it and feel. Now I'm just going to cure that up. If you don't want to use the resin, you skip this step in this fly. So now that that's cured up there, I'm going to take my thread and we're going to move it back, and we're going to take some dubbing. And this is the rust brown Beaver dubbing, and I'm just going to take a really small clump and put it on there. And create my thorax. This thorax is going to help me do two things. It's going to give me that buggy thorax, and it's also going to help splay out my feather. I'm going to take an India hen neck feather in a Green Wells, and you can see I've already prepped part of that. Now I'm going to take and create a tie-in point on the tip of this, and there's not a long stem on this feather, so it's a little more tedious to get that tie-in point. Once I get that tie-in point done, I'm just going to secure that down with 2 wraps over the top. I'm going to pull that tag end back, kind of prop it up, secure it in place. Then we'll trim that out. We'll trim and clean that up a little bit. I'll pull it back with my fingers and kind of clean it up just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my Tie Flies hackle tweezers. These are my favorite to tie soft hackles with because they're light and I can use very little pressure. Now I'm going to start wrapping this, and you can see that as I go, I'm preening the fibers rearward, and I'm using the stem to help clean and palmer and keep as clean a front on this without all the hackle going forward. So we'll get a good 2 to 3 wraps on these, and once I've got that locked in, I'll pull and set my hackle tweezers off to the side on the back, and then I'm going to clean this up. I'll pull that off so that I can get it out of the way and clean it up just a little bit more. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to whip finish. And I like to do a 3-turn whip, so I'll just do a quick 3-turn whip finish here. Again, I'm going to take my razor blade. If you don't have these, I highly suggest you have some in your arsenal. Trim out that thread. Now I'm going to take my hackle pliers and grab that hackle stem, and I'm going to pull that back and snip it off with that razor blade. Again, you can use head cement here, or you can take some of this Solarez bone dry that I like to use to help secure this knot. And I'm just going to put a little dab on there, and you can see I was getting a little bit too much. Clean it up a little bit more, put just a small dab more on there. Now I'm going to take my UV pin again and cure that up. This is the Moonlit quick dry adjustable UV pin, and there you have the bronze Greenwells North Country Spider. Thank you.